Previously on Starting Over, Sommer learned her people-pleasing behavior was very destructive.
I built my entire self up on making sure everybody else liked me, but it wasn't even real.
I'm so done. It's exhausting, pleasing everyone.
All of Kim's expensive accessories and clothes were taken away from her.
One of the parts of you, Kim, is the part of you that likes to look nice. Now, the question is whether or not it defines you as a person.
When her daughters arrived, she asked Iyanla for a break.
But it's a fancy restaurant, so you can't wear sweats there.
Okay.
So can I have a reprieve today?
Tonight?
Yes.
To the restaurant?
Yes.
But everyone wonders if she really followed Iyanla's rules.
She's in trouble.
Oh, it's not nice to fool your life coach.
And Kim felt attacked.
She told me I could wear whatever I wanted. She knew that they would see me like this, and tomorrow I have to go back to the way I was.
I'm really not thinking that Kim's understanding anything that Iyanla's trying to do with her.
Morning, Jeannie. You know that our appointment is less than an hour away. Are you guys gonna get up? If I leave, you're not gonna fall back to sleep? All right, love you guys. So pissed off. So mad. I'm so mad. She kept asking, more intentions, more intentions. I said, well, I'll see if I feel differently. And
Ooh,
I
I hate
told
that you
everybody,
said that.
don't worry, I'll go back to the way I was tomorrow. Hope he's all right. Well, what are your other intentions?
And what did you say?
And that's when I said, I told you this. That's when I said, well, I just want to feel like myself again when I go out with the kids.
Oh, I hate that you said that.
I know. See?
I hate that you said
I know. That was that's why I think I'm in trouble, I think.
because of that statement.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Kim is expressing to me the conversation that she and Iyanla had. In the back of my mind, I really want to say, Kimmy, maybe you stepped over the line just a little bit too far.
What is your intention of doing this? Well, I thought I just told you. I asked you if I could have a day off from this. You said I could so that I could go to the restaurant with my children. She said, what are you gonna wear? An outfit, my ring, my watch. I'm gonna carry my purse. I'm gonna do my hair. I'm gonna wear my clothes. Okay, that sounds good. Have a great time. How much more clear does that? And then that's when I said, well, I just want to go and be myself, be fun.
Yes.
But I didn't mean it by...
I know, but you just, just that phrase, was just like a kick in the head in the sense of...
Knowing what I know about Iyanla and how she may react, I would have not ever dressed and put my makeup on like him. Nope, wouldn't have done it.
So then some of the housemates started saying, you're gonna get in trouble. They just jumped on her bandwagon of, you're in trouble and you shouldn't have worn it. And I'm like, she told me I could. Because I told her my intention 3 or 4 times. And then I think, well, that's not what she's looking for. You feel like nothing's right. You're not supposed to feel how you feel because it's not right how you feel. Right?
Did you tell her that?
I'm gonna.
You need
Oh,
to.
am I going to?
Don't say it like that, Kimmy. You have to be calm with it.
I'm gonna get my...
That's the problem.
You know what, T?
You lose it.
Yep. You're exactly 100%.
Lose it. You have to control your emotions.
I'll try, T. I'm gonna try.
So one of my roommates took she wasn't supposed to be wearing any makeup. I was looking for one of my matte colors and couldn't find anywhere. And it's a long story because there's more to it, but some things clicked that she had said before, and I decided just to look in her makeup bag rather than ask her because I didn't want to accuse her until I knew because I thought that would be mean.
Yeah.
So I looked in there, and sure enough, there it was.
She's not allowed to have any makeup?
No. But that's not even the point. I mean, she's the one that's been volunteering about, don't trust you, I don't trust, her daughters are here right now. And I don't want them to hear, even though they may agree. I don't know, but I don't want them to hear it.
So how's it been going? You came yesterday?
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about Mom doing this, coming to the starting over house?
It's different, but it's for her, so we were all happy, because she never does anything for herself. Yeah, she doesn't.
What do you think she needed to work on?
She needs to find that inner happiness. My biggest problem also that I thought she was having was with friends and women, and she has a big problem with them, and so do I, and so I'm actually learning a lot from her experience here, too, and how to make those friendships work.
Does Mom not seem happy to you in general?
No, she seems very happy. She is amazing to be in the same room with, and her presence. I think that she's worked on that really hard to be that way, and I don't think she has that, like, that true, I feel good about myself, I love who I am, that glow.
So when you guys came here and saw that Mom had this assignment, that she wasn't supposed to wear her jewelry, and she wasn't supposed to wear makeup, and she was supposed to wear simple clothing, what did you think about the assignment?
I understood it, I think, a little bit more. Chelsea and my mom have trouble seeing the relevance, but I think it's because here she's not in her own comfort zone, and even though she still does it, she doesn't do it out in public, and I think that's just the main goal of it, is for her to get used to it in regular activities, like you said, but with people that she doesn't know very well.
Why do you think people think you're so uncomfortable with it?
Well, I think that it's a little intimidating to have someone who looks so nice all the time and cares so much about their presence.
But intimidation meaning what?
Maybe she's trying to be better than them. Maybe they feel like she's, you know, trying harder than everybody else for no reason, or I don't know, but our family has always been that way. We get ready for everything.
Are you that way too, Chelsea?
Yes, our dad is even worse than all three of us. I mean, he would not approve if we walked out of the house in sweats. When I'm in school, when I take a test, I dress as good as I can because I'm feeling good about myself and I like who I am, and, you know, I don't want to go take a test in my sweats.
So do you feel the same way Chelsea feels?
Well, not to that extent. Like, if I have a problem getting up, so I'll wear sweats all the time. I get ready for things that you should get ready for, obviously.
You see yourself, and even your daughters do, as the same person, whether you have jewelry on or whether you're plain and simple.
Right.
One of the things that maybe Iyanla was interested in was how other women relate to you. And you said they're relating to me the same, so maybe that's a learning point.
Right.
I don't think that's true, Mom. I don't think anybody, I don't think people, maybe these women do because they know you, but do you really think people on the street relate to you the same? In your sweats than in your 6-carat diamond?
Who wants to admit that they stole somebody's stuff?
She's in denial. She's gonna tell herself whatever she needs to tell herself to feel okay. And to justify her actions.
But Chelsea's bringing up a point. People do judge. So when you say, Kim, you know, I'm going to go out and I'm going to dress the same way and everything else, what if we told you, what if we said to you, you know, this is one of the problems you have. Women tend to, not because of you, they tend to feel less than. They tend to feel intimidated. They tend to feel somehow negative. And so you then get the choice of thinking about, well, maybe I do want to modify, change a little bit so that I can make people feel more comfortable with me. You get the opportunity to do that. You don't have to do it. It's just an opportunity.
Well, I think I do that already. I'm already sensitive.
Yeah, but the women that
and all of the friends that I hang out
with, their diamonds are as big as
their diamonds are bigger than mine.
But see, that isn't it interesting though? Because when you say that, what does that say? I mean, what does that say, Chelsea? What does that say then?
Competition.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
And then they're not her good friends, you know. So we're working on that too. Those women are not her good friends. I think I choose the wrong
friends is some of the problem.
It's you might have girlfriends who aren't into dressing, you know, really beautifully, and I bet you have less problems with them.
She does.
That's true.
They're her better friends. They're her better friends.
Right.
They've always been there for her.
Right.
Kim's goal is to mend broken relationships, specifically with women. Kim has problems with women because she doesn't often show them her true self, but rather the facade she really wants them to see.
I'd like you to just take a minute and think about what you want to tell Mom, what you'd like to see her do for the next few weeks, however long she's here, what you hope that she will gain.
I think you are the best mother, and you've given me more than anyone in this world. I'm happiest when I'm with you, and I think you deserve to have that happiness. More than anyone in the world, you deserve that. And I really hope that you find that
and that you know how much you impact people and how much you make a difference in everybody's lives. Everybody loves her, and she doesn't know it.
Thank you, Chelsea. Snowden?
It's the same thing. She's finally getting emotional like me and Mom.
You just want her to be happy. Yeah.
And just find out who she really is.
Well, you're a very fortunate woman because you have 2 daughters who really love you and adore you.
I know.
And I want to commend you on working really hard to give them the foundation that you didn't have.
Morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I want us to make a distinction today between what we hear and what we're listening to. Because your listening comes from inside of you. So whatever you hear has to filter through what you're listening to.
The group today is going to focus on helping the women understand that often the very first thing they hear is filtered through their own inner critic.
Well, I've got presents for everybody, so everybody take one. Take one and pass the rest.
I'm asking the women to use these writing slates to identify the listening filters that they have that influence what they hear.
As you go through the days, start identifying your filters. Because, there's the I'm too fat filter, there's the I'm wrong filter, I'm bad filter. There's all kind of filters going on inside of us that distort what we hear. So, Miss Kim, what is going on with you today?
Well,
Okay, come sit here with me. Come sit here. And ladies, as we're talking here, if any of your filters drop down, just jot them down on the board. Is it possible, Kim, that there were some filters going on for you yesterday in our telephone conversation?
Yeah, I think I was frustrated because I, had called and told you that it was a fancy restaurant.
Okay.
And that the dress was dressy.
What time was dinner?
Well, dinner wasn't until 6:30.
And what time did you get dressed?
Right after I talked to you.
Which was what?
10-ish.
So
10 or so.
10:30 in the morning.
10:30, yeah.
You got dressed for a 6:30 dinner.
Right. So I suppose I could have waited until, and I think I should have.
So did you get dressed for dinner, Kim?
Yes.
Or did you get dressed to meet your girls?
No, I got dressed for dinner.
At 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah. It was my understanding that I could dress like that for the day because I specifically asked you that.
No. What you specifically asked me was if you could wear your clothes, your makeup, your ring and your watch for dinner.
Right.
That's what you asked me.
But then, it didn't matter. I didn't think I had to wait till 3 and then dress and then go.
But what did you ask me for?
Dinner.
Dinner.
Right.
She's not getting it by her misinterpreting the conversation between she and Iyanla. She's sliding back, way back. I just wish she would just really get it. I want her to get it so bad.
Okay, Kim.
Oh, I don't. I'm just frustrated because I
What
didn't think there was anything
What is
wrong
the
with it.
frustration?
To me, it was just, I get a reprieve for the day. I can, wear my stuff so that I'm not coming back, so that I don't have to take time out to redo it. That's all I was thinking. If there was some hidden thing in there, if I would have been able to come back, then I would have just done that. To me, it's no more than that. That is the honest to God's truth.
Okay.
Kim is rebelling. That's a sure sign that she's at a crossroads. She will either start healing or go home.
Let me have the plasma, please. Because I really want you to hear the conversation so that we can identify the filter.
Good morning. Hi, Iyanla. It's Kim. Listen, I've got a little bit of a problem. Good morning. Hi, Iyanla, it's Kim.
Hi, Kim. I'm sorry to bother you again.
You're not bothered.
Good. Listen, I've got a little bit of a problem.
Okay.
You know my girls are coming today?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
But it's a fancy restaurant, so you can't wear sweats there.
Okay.
So can I have a reprieve?
Yes, you sure can.
Thank you.
Healing is hard work, but you don't have to look bad.
That's right. I can wear whatever I want and dress how I want and all that.
Now, are we doing makeup and jewelry?
A little bit. I'll tone it down. How's that? I'll just wear my wedding ring and my watch and a tiny bit of makeup, and then...
You wear that tonight
Yes.
to the restaurant.
Yes.
Now watch this.
That sounds fair.
Just watch this.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Yes! Guess what? I can wear my makeup, I can wear my jewelry only for today. But you know what? Who cares? Well, that's what I heard. I heard today.
Did everybody hear me say for dinner tonight?
Remember, and you said, well, we have to compromise today. So I took that to mean literally today.
But that's not what you asked for. What part of the ring and the watch was the necklace that you wore?
Well...
And what part of the ring and the watch was the Louis Vuitton bag?
Well, I thought I asked you about the bag, but I guess I didn't.
So what was the filter, Kim?
Then I heard what I wanted to hear? I don't know.
Yes,
I guess.
yes.
I guess I misunderstood.
No, you didn't misunderstand. Take responsibility. You heard what you wanted to hear. Because you asked a very specific question, I gave you a very specific answer. And then you heard what you wanted to hear. How often does that happen in your life, Kim?
I don't know.
My experience is that you were dishonest. That you told me what you needed to tell me to get what you wanted. And that you violated the 7 days of work that you had done.
With the arrival of her daughters, Kim seems to forget her process and her progress and reverts back to her old ways, which is the way they know her.
The housemates, 7 days. Powerful experiences. What was your experience yesterday?
When she first came, she had a lot of eye makeup on, and it was a bit toned down yesterday from the day that she came here. We've discussed how, you know, the Louis bag, I even asked her this morning about the bag. You know, why is it that you have to cling to the bag so much? Because that's what it looks like, that you're clinging to things.
Sine?
That you couldn't ever admit to yourself that there might have been a point to this, and you might have said what she wanted to hear so you could get your stuff back. That just makes me wonder, what will you say to me to manipulate me so I'll give you what you want?
Jen?
By putting on all of your makeup and all of your whatever you put on yesterday, it was like you found the old Kim. And I thought you were getting somewhere and that you were learning, and then it just felt like it was disappointing. You told me you didn't learn anything, that you didn't learn anything from what you were doing, and that you just didn't understand. And the only time you did that is when your kids walked in the door.
I feel really bad for Kim. She went straight back to day one, and I think she will always continue to stay at day one.
Sommer, what was your experience yesterday? Because you're new, so your vision is probably fresh.
Last week we were playing cards, and I looked at you and I was like, you've got eyeshadow on. And you're like, no, it's natural. And I didn't buy it, but I blew it off. And then a couple days ago, you said something about how I have more makeup than you do. And then this morning I was going through my makeup looking for a certain color, and I couldn't find it. And then I remembered that I'd seen you that one day with what I believe was that eyeshadow. So I just opened up the cabinet to see if your makeup bag was in there, because I didn't want to accuse you of doing it if you didn't. And it was. It was in your bag. Several times over the last few days, I've talked about how you can't trust me, because that hurt so much to hear two-faced and I can't trust her. And then I'm just like, and I don't believe you were actually trying to take the makeup.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I found it in there. But I feel like the reason that she's been so vocal about not trusting me and not believing me or whatever is because she's not being honest with herself.
Okay. So, can I give you a word for your vocabulary as opposed to confrontation, which conjures up all kind of attack and how about care-frontation? How about you care about somebody enough to bring to their awareness something that you see that's out of balance. How about that? Care-frontation. Does that take a little heat off it? Good, 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 good. So, ladies, create a great day. Create a great day, okay?
Well, the thing is, the first thing I thought when she was like, I don't know what you're talking about, it was like, okay, maybe she has the same color and I just missed it. So
Sweetheart, she's in denial.
Who wants to admit that they stole somebody's stuff?
Especially when they have money to go buy more.
I'm not going to be like, yes, I took your
not sure. I think
used
she
it,
was
and put it
attempting
back
to
in the wrong
steal it.
place.
Well, honey, she's gonna tell herself whatever she needs to tell herself to feel okay.
I know.
And to justify her actions.
This morning I found out that Kim had not only been lying, but she had taken something from me. And people pleaser would have just said, let's just let it go, because I have to live with her and I want her to like me. I don't want to deal with it. It's not worth it. But I knew I couldn't do that, aside from the fact that that does a disservice to her. I mean, I was pissed at first because she's been saying a lot of stuff about me, like not trusting me and that I'm two-faced and a lot of stuff. But so then we had to go to group today, and Kim was a topic of conversation, and her makeup and her project, and have she failed, has she succeeded. I knew, you know, if I didn't say something and own up to what I know to be true, then I was doing it just to please her and just to get along with her. And that's not what I want to do anymore.
Did you have any other options in terms of how to approach this?
I don't like confrontation. I'm scared of it.
Well, what if you just said to her, gee, I can't find my...
But she wasn't supposed to be using makeup this entire time.
So you felt you really couldn't just go to her and say, I can't find my eyeshadow. Maybe you put it in your bag by accident?
Because she's never once asked me to use any of my stuff. There's no reason she should have done that.
Is you share a bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay, so isn't it possible that maybe...
My stuff is all zipped up in a bag.
Sommer is very proud of how she confronted Kim. However, she can't see that the way she confronted her was not helpful to Kim or herself.
What if you just said to her, I can't find my eyeshadow, could you check and see if maybe you mistakenly put it in your bag?
I could have done that, but I wouldn't have been able to because I know she's going to be defensive. I feel like, to be true to myself, I needed to confront her about it, and I didn't feel like all of the information would be there for Iyanla to make an educated decision. I needed the group, even though they didn't have to say anything, I just needed them there for me because I'm not good at it at all.
Let's go with another hypothesis, though, for a moment. What if she really didn't do it?
Yeah, and you did what everybody else does.
According to
as
you.
Usual.
According to you, but
Yeah,
I'm saying,
that's right,
why
you
is it
did.
in your life?
You're mean.
Why is it in your life?
Because you're mean.
With Kim, either it's not true at all, or it was done unintentionally, or she is actually lying about it, right?
But even if it was done unintentionally, like, why was she in my stuff to begin with?
Well, but now the question is, how did you find out that she had it?
And I thought about this too, because I was like, if I look in there, what's the difference? But my thing was, I don't want to go up to her and say, I can't find this, do you have it?
You're always going to have these choices to make, whether it be here, or with your family, or with your friends, or in your workplace. You're going to have choices to make all along, and to think about the consequences. Isn't it easier to go to anger when you're confused, when you're scared? Because that's what the Starting Over house is about. That's why you've come here, to learn new ways to be in the world. So I want to end the session by saying I really appreciate your honesty, and we will meet again.
Yay.
Okay?
Yay.
All right.
I didn't yell at you today.
You can if you want to.
No.
But you can't yell at me later now.
No.
Okay?
No.
And they all just, I mean, they turned. Every one of them turned against me and just started yelling at me. And I said, what are you talking about?
It's makeup. You're not wearing makeup.
They think I'm lying about it. And then, you know, I said to Sommer, what makeup are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I doubt you would even wear her makeup.
But she's the one that set me up, and I think she did it on purpose because I told her I didn't trust her. So she just an eye for an eye. She's just trying to get back at me. You know, like she just wants to hate me. I mean, I can tell. No matter how nice I try to be to her, she just wants to hate me. She does.
I don't. She likes you.
I don't know. Because she couldn't wait to just jump in for the kill.
What are you doing on the way?
I was going to park here, but is that red? Okay.
Let's see. Let's go over here, and I'm just going to call her real quick.
Iyanla, it's Kim.
Not good, and I'm really not feeling like meeting with you right now, so can we put that off? Because I don't want to talk to you right now. Yeah, but I think you exploited me. I think you manipulated me. I think you exploited me. And I do. You humiliated me. You know, I just wanted my kids to come and have one day, and I just called and asked you a question, and I get all this out of that, especially when my kids are here. And then I get accused of stealing. So I'm just not happy. I'm not happy about it at all. What were we meeting about? What was your intention on us meeting? All right. Bye. All right, let's go.
What's going on?
We're gonna go meet her and I guess talk about it.
Hey. Hi. How are you? Come on in.
Do you want, where should we sit?
You can sit here.
Okay.
So what is it that you want to talk about?
I'm upset with the way I was set up. I'm upset with the way you chose to do it. As far as I'm concerned now, I just shouldn't have even asked. I just said I wanted to go to a nice restaurant. If I knew it was going to be this big a production, I just wouldn't have asked. You know what I should have done? I just should have said, find me a dumpy restaurant. And I think for you to pull me up in front of everybody and then, you know, have everybody attack me when they all said to me, your makeup looks much better. They said that to me downstairs. But they sure as heck didn't, and they're the ones that told me to call and ask. So I feel like everybody turned on me. I think you were mean. I really do. I think that was mean of you, especially the day that my kids are here. It's ruined my whole day.
Being in the starting over house does not mean being on vacation. Kim has chosen to come here and work on her issues. Just because her children are visiting, that does not mean that the process stops.
No, you.
And it was uncalled for.
You've ruined your whole day.
And you're telling me not to, you know, that I had to take
Yeah,
responsibility.
you do, Kim. Out of control again, hey? Out of control again.
I guess so.
Can't surrender control again, Kim. So now that you're upset, now that you think I was mean, now that you think I set you up, now that you think that the conversation...
And the girls in the house set me up,
and the
too.
girls, the women in the house set you up, everybody set you up, and you're upset. Now what? Where do we go from here?
I can leave.
Yeah, you can.
I can leave the show.
You can.
So.
Here we are. Now what? Where do we go from here? We can't undo what's already happened. What do we do now? It's on you.
I can leave.
Yeah, you can.
I can leave the show.
You can.
So.
But Kim, it's not about you leaving the show. This is your life, my love. The question becomes, what do you do now? What do you do now? Because you came here to heal a pattern of women dishonoring you, disrespecting you.
Yeah, and you did what everybody else does.
According to
as
you.
usual.
According to you. But I'm saying, why is it in your life?
You're mean.
Why is it in your life?
You're mean. I don't know.
But is everybody mean, Kim?
No.
Can't be everybody.
No. There's a lot of people that aren't mean. That's
but they can't be. Why is
I didn't say everybody was
Well,
mean.
if there's 6 billion people in the world, why do all the mean people come into your life?
Well, that's what I'm going to tell you. That's why I called you.
Okay.
Did you get my
Yes,
message?
but then you were in with Mr. Stan.
Yeah.
So going on.
The deal is, I did not want to confront her alone because I don't do confrontation. I don't at all.
You don't do confrontation alone, but you did it in a group?
Because I had their support. Like, I knew that I was in a place where it was sacred because we're supposed to leave. This is what the girls have told me. You're supposed to leave what we talk about up there. Like, you can't get angry at somebody for giving you feedback up there and whatever. Like, so I'm thinking, okay, we're up there. And my options in my head were either, because Iyanla was going to talk to her about yesterday, and I knew that. And I didn't feel like she needed to make decisions when she didn't have the whole story. Because I can assure you, Kim was wearing...
Yes, so now you're helping Iyanla out at their job.
Not necessarily.
Well, that's what you just got done saying.
But what
You
I'm saying is...
Iyanla needs all the information, is what you just got done saying to me.
But in my mind, I'm looking at it like, I need to say this in a place where I feel safe where everybody's going to have all the information because she could have hid it.
You could have called me.
I never thought of calling you because you're my coach, not. And I thought that I needed, because it's her.
Okay, so I just want you to hear how you say one thing, and then I say something, and then you say the opposite. Okay?
Well, because I'm trying to define it.
And you're trying to defend.
Well, yeah, okay.
Sommer is obviously an expert evidence builder, and she had a plan to make Kim the culprit and her the innocent one. All I'm attempting to do is explore the reasons why, and you definitely have an agenda that speaking in front of the group is what you're saying you did, in group, is that what you said? Was the right thing to do because of how you were feeling?
Yeah.
Okay. And just because it's how you were feeling, does that justify whether you do it in front of people or to the person by themselves?
I wouldn't have done it by myself. I wouldn't have done it.
If you called me, you would have.
Let me ask you a question. Can I talk to them for a second? Thank you. Do you get it?
Just now I'm getting it because with her broken relationships, it's starting to come with you. And now she's not necessarily blaming, but she's not seeing that people aren't attacking her. And even though in that room she felt really vulnerable and there was probably some things that went wrong.
But see, that's the question. What is the distinction between being vulnerable and being attacked? There's a distinction there.
Yeah, that's why I think you just need to get that, she needs to get that trust. And of course she's gonna go through these things and it's not gonna make any sense for a while, but even when we get there and we're off guard, it didn't make much sense to us. And it seemed like people were attacking her in a lot of ways just because that was the focus of the house for a whole day, was that she might have worn makeup, and to us it didn't make a lot of sense why it was such a big deal that they were so upset about it. And now that we hear everything, it's all kind of coming together. But I think that that is her learning experience, and I think that's a very hard thing to face. And
you say you don't get the assignment, it's not making any sense to you. So if you don't understand that, then what do you understand that you think will help?
I guess I don't trust the process. After what happened today, I don't trust it. I don't trust them, and I don't trust you.
Well, here's what I find interesting. That it's everybody but you. Is that what the church did? Didn't listen to your perception? Is that what your sister did? Is that what every broken relationship...
Why are you turning it around to me?
Because, Kim, it's your life. Why is this going on in your life? It's your life. When is your life going to be about you? That's all I want to know. When is your life going to be about you?
Well, the challenge I have, and I appreciate that you did something different. I appreciate that you tried a new approach. Okay, I appreciate that. Whether the approach was the best approach or not, it's neither here nor there. The bottom line is you tried something new.
Yeah.
So I'm great about that. Where the story goes off for me is that you actually made an effort to look in her bag without talking to her first, and that you were actually breaking her privacy in order to prove your point.
It never occurred to me to just ask her.
And that's what we have to work on.
Except that it occurred to me to ask her if she had it, like, as in, I can't find it, but I can assure you, I really feel very secure in knowing that she would have been offended that I asked.
It doesn't matter. Isn't she offended now?
Well, yeah, but she did it.
Well, you think.
I know.
This is where I go in the story. The story that you actually looked at her stuff without, with breaking her privacy, that's where I go, wait a minute.
This was your time to heal. And I applaud your courage. I bow to your courage to come forth and do this publicly. I also told you that when life gives you something to do, Kim, you can't just do the parts you like. You gotta do it all.
well, I thought I was doing it all. That's the thing. I really did.
Okay.
That's what I don't understand.
Is it possible that just like your daughter said, that you're striving for perfection, that you miss the goodies in the process?
I guess. I just feel worse about myself. I feel horrible.
Tell me, define horrible to me. Come on, define horrible. Y'all breathe, she's really okay.
I just feel like I'm hopeless. Like I'm never gonna get help. Like nobody's ever gonna understand me.
there another choice you can make? In this moment, right now, is there another choice, Kim?
I guess I can stay instead of running away.
That's a choice.
I thought I was making progress.
And why do you think you're not? Because you hit a bump in the road? You think that's not progress? No, there's bumps in the road. There are bumps in the road. When you hit a pothole, do you stop the car? Do you return the car in and go buy a new car because you hit a darn pothole?
No.
You say, Lord, I hope I don't lose my hubcap and keep on moving. You're awfulizing again. She awfulizes. You know what that means? See something and expect the worst and then start talking about it as if the worst has already happened. She awfulizes. Does she do that? Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, until today. No more. Train that
And
dog.
I quit telling my story. I did that,
Yeah,
so
you
I
did.
was proud of
But you were trying to make up another story that really didn't fit. You have a gift for fiction. We already know that.
I don't know why I do that.
Okay, what have we learned? Tell me what you've become aware of, because that's the step we on.
That when I hit a bump in the road, I feel attacked and humiliated and embarrassed, and that it's just a bump, and it's not that I'm bad or wrong. It's just growth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, why am I like that?
Well, it's not just you. Join the human race. Unfortunately, you're not the only filtered being on the planet.
But I've done every assignment.
Yes, you have.
And I've surrendered.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to give you that, too. That's a victory. But I want to give you the biggest victory of all. Can I offer you that?
Yeah.
That you have allowed yourself to be vulnerable in front of your daughters.
I know. That was hard.
Wow.
That
What a
was
gift.
really hard.
What a gift. I want you to give yourself that. Yeah. Take it in. Take it in, Kim. Take it in. Take it in. Yeah. Do you appreciate it? Would you like to give her a hug? Go on, come on. Give your mama a hug. Give your mama a hug now. Give your mama a hug. Let's go. Let's give your mama a hug. Yeah. Ooh, this is a big victory.
Yeah. Why don't you just talk about all the ways you're beating yourself up in this one little incident?
Well, first of all, I didn't want to just look in her bag.
Okay, but you did.
But I did.
Okay, so you're beating yourself up because you looked in her bag.
Even though I felt like I had to. Like, I actually had that conversation in my head. If I don't do it, then I'm going to have to go accuse her. And, you know.
Or ask her.
But it just felt like that's not the word that came into my head. I mean, I understand that I will think of it differently now. But if I'm addressing it, then I just figured I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I mean, originally, and not just letting it go. Because I want her to like me.
So let me just say, everything that occurs in this house related to you is about you.
No.
Yes.
No, because there's other people.
I understand there's other people, but everything in this house that bothers you, makes you angry, upsets you, is about you. It's not about them making you angry. It's about your anger, about your frustration, about your upset.
That just feels so self-centered.
And, you know, while you're in the house, it's going to feel like you're self-centered, and that's what you need to do. Everything while you're in this house is about Sommer. So it's all about you.
I don't like that.
It's about you.
I don't like that.
I know. That's why I'm saying it.
I know.
Shopping? Yeah, we had a blast. We had a wonderful day. It was so much fun. Good. I think it's really bizarre that when my kids come, that everybody gangs up on me. I don't know if they feel threatened by my children. I don't know if they are upset that my daughters have come in the house and maybe invaded their space. It also could be because if they do see me as a mother figure, then maybe they're very jealous of my children. Well, I would say it's been a long day.
Dad, did you get that mail?
I did.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Today, I'm trusting Iyanla a little more, but I'm really still nervous about some of my housemates.
Are you pissed off at me?
Nope, not at all.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Had a great day. Thank you.
Mom, you're acting a little. Thanks.
Well, if that's how I have to do it right now, that's how I have to do it. Sometimes you fake it till you make it.